And so our goal right here is to graph this quadratic equation. What's step one if I want to graph that quadratic equation? I've got to calculate the vertex, okay? Now, what form is this quadratic equation in? Standard. That's standard form. So to calculate the vertex, I first need to calculate the x value of the vertex, okay? The x value of the vertex is negative b over 2a. Okay, so that's going to be negative, and then b is negative 2 over 2 times a, which is 2 times 1/4. Okay, so let's keep going. 2 negatives in a row make a positive, so I've got 2 over, and 2 times 1/4 is a half. Of course, if I type the half in the calculator, I got to put it in parentheses. When you divide that, you'll get 4. So my x value is 4. So up here, I'm going to write the word vertex, and my vertex is going to go in parentheses. Say parentheses. And my x value is 4, and now I need to go find what the y value is. There is no, this is not vertex form, it's not HK. Okay? And so what I do is, I take my equation, y equals 1/4, and in the place of x squared, I'm going to put a 4. So I've got 4 squared minus 2 times 4 minus 2. Now notice what I did. I took the x value, the 4, and I plugged it in for the 4 everywhere I see an x. And so I've got a 4 here, don't I? And I've got a 4 here, don't I? Now we need to evaluate that. So I've got y equals 4 squared is 16, and 1/4 of 16 is 4, minus 2 times 4 is 8, minus 2. And so this is going to equal 4 minus 8 is negative, 4 minus 2 is negative 6. Okay? So my y value is negative 6. So boom, I've got the vertex. So now that I have the vertex, 4, negative 6, what do I do next? You can sit down. Good. So Anna's correct. We are going to now make a t-chart, because in order for me to graph it, I need some values to graph, don't I? Now my vertex is at the point 4, negative 6. So I need to pick x values, 2 x values to the left of 4, and 2 x values to the right of 4 to plug into the equation. Raise your hand if you know what value I ought to put in. So that's good. So we're going to, some values to the left of 4 would be 2, and you said 3, but instead of 3, I'm going to pick something a little further to the left. I'm going to put 0. Okay? So do you agree that the number 2 and the number 0 are to the left on the number line of 4? Yes. Now we need 2 numbers to the right of 4. Beth? 5. I like 6, not 5 because it's too close. Let's get one a little further than 6. 8. I love 8. Okay? Now if you'd have put, let's say you'd have put 2 and 3 and 5 and 6. That'd have been fine. Your graph will still work. I just like it to be close. Okay? I like it to be close like 2 is, and then a little bit far away so I get a better idea of what the graph looks like. Okay, so those of you that answered right, you can sit down. Okay, so the next step is to take 2 and plug it in for x in this equation and put your output right here. And then you'll plug in 0 in for x in this equation and put your output here. And then you'll plug 6 in for x in this equation and put your output here. So y'all all plug in 2, 0, 6, and 8. Okay, who's got when you plug in 2 what you get? Adon? Huh? Negative 5 is correct. Who's got when you plug 0 in? Go ahead. Negative 2 is correct. Y'all both can sit down, the 2 that answered. Who else has 6? Okay, what's 6? Negative 5 is correct. Who's got 8? Go ahead. Good. If you answered correct, you can sit down. Okay, so now look at what we got. We have our vertex right here, and we have our t-chart right here, don't we? Hello? So now what do? We're going to graph it. So on my paper, I need to draw a coordinate plane. Good. All right, so what you see on the screen now is I've got the equation here, I got the vertex here, I've got the t-chart here, and we need to graph it all on this coordinate plane, don't we? This blue line was already there. It doesn't have anything to do with our graph. Okay? So here's what I need. So where is the point 4, -6, Latavia? 4, -6.
This is 4.
Quicker.
And you go down to -6.
Good. You can sit down. There's the vertex, 4, -6. Rashaya, now we want to graph 2, -5. Where would that be? Good. You can sit down. 2, -5 is right there. Deja, now we want to graph 0, -2. Where is that? Good. So you go 0 left and right and down 2. So it's right here. So there's 0, -2. Jenna, I want 6, -5. Where is that? Good. Go right 6 and down 5, and it's right there. And then what about 8, -2, Sky? Very good. Go right 8, and then down 2, and there it is. Now, look at what we have right here. Can y'all see these dots, these points on the graph? You can see they're kind of making a parabolic shape, aren't they? So now all I have to do is I have to connect them, okay? And remember that your parabola needs to be symmetric. So the right side that you graph needs to look very similar to the left side, okay? All right, so here's our graph right here. Now we want to verify that this is what our graph looks like in the calculator, okay? So go in the calculator to y equals and type in the function 1/4 x squared minus 2x minus 2. And once you get it typed in, press zoom 6 to graph. Do not press the graph button, press zoom 6 to graph. And so when you press zoom 6, this is what your graph should look like. Notice that we have our parabolic shape. The reason it cuts off right here is because the calculator only graphs from 0 to 10 and then cuts it off. Okay?